Hey everybody, welcome back to Through the Cowl. I'm Clinton,
And I'm Debbie.
and we would like to welcome back to the next episode. So it's been a kind of a grey week this week, lots of
I was
rain.
just thinking, you got to drop a bit of Dr. Dre next episode. Just have him pop up and just a little tune.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
was a great day.
Has been great. It's been
Yeah,
rubbish.
I know it's like it's madness. Like I know my brother just came back from New York, and he was like, it was the weather kind of held up for him, and I was super jealous that he was out there.
Is there quite similar climate to us in New
What's
York?
that? Yeah,
Are
they
they
do.
similar climate to us? Yeah.
They do, but it was a little bit warmer there and a bit more dry. So he got
Yeah,
to
the
it.
UK has not got the spring memo
Yeah,
just yet.
yeah. He got to enjoy all the sights. He was sending me like videos and pictures from like all the Empire State Building. Went to Bloomingdale's. You know,
Loomies.
yeah, Central Park. But luckily, he didn't send me any like a picture from like the outside the Friends building or something because then I would have
Yeah.
strangled him.
Well, I mean, he hinted at it with Bloomingdale's, didn't he? With
Yeah, yeah, I know what he was going for, but I think he knew not to cross the line.
yeah, I think like, yeah, yeah. Did he? I know a lot of people that when they go to New York, always do like a food plan. So they
Yeah,
pick like loads of cool places. Did he do that?
I'm sure. I think he did say that he went for a couple like slices, because I think that's a that's a big New York thing, going for a slice rather than a pizza, because obviously one slice is like feeds four.
Enormous.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump into the first part, the fun part that we always try. Well, it's fun, but it's also sometimes a bit nerve-wracking, and really makes you sweat a little bit. So the first part we're doing is, of course, top three. Top three
Yes.
of an actor.
hmm
Obviously, where we go through their catalog and we choose our top three of their movies.
And we definitely needed advanced timing for this one
Of
because
course, yeah,
there are so many films.
yeah.
So
If we didn't have advanced filming on notice on this one, it would literally be. We'd probably get screamed at. By,
yeah, yeah. And so I did have to give you the name early. So
yeah,
this it was from one of my sister's best friends called John.
yeah.
He's also down in Newquay, and he does listen. So shout out to John, and his
That's
lovely
John.
son Luke. And Alex, his partner, unfortunately isn't with us anymore, but we send love to him.
Yeah, send some love.
So yes, and he picked
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
Wow. Big Brucey.
Big Brucey.
Many years of classic films, TV appearances. Unfortunately, Bruce is very unwell now, and
Yeah.
he can't even actually communicate very much. I've seen like videos of him, not being able to speak, but luckily he seems to have like a really close-knit family
Really close family,
that
yeah. He
that
definitely
are,
seems to be there for him, which
sort of
is
make it
good.
a little bit easier for him, which is really sad considering, his
No.
contribution to the world.
Huge.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought this was going to be easy when I first heard it.
yeah,
And then obviously having a little scroll through, I was like, oh my God, what? How much have you done?
yeah. And
Yeah.
people probably going back to probably what, say 81, maybe 82.
Yeah, one of mine is definitely an oldie but a goldie.
Yeah. So it was very hard to narrow it down to three. Like I said, I
Yes.
actually have 11, but
And should
I
we
think,
caveat that we've put Die Hard on a pedestal, golden category on its own, so neither of us are picking it
yeah,
because that is just.
I think that's only fair because Die Hard just takes up is such a
You think Die Hard, you
classic.
think Bruce Willis, you think Die Hard. So
Yeah,
I think that had to kind of be an overarching one.
yeah,
And we also agreed that again, like we did before, anything that's together like a trilogy is classed as one choice. So
yeah. Because I feel like Die Hard has got to be up there, one of those films that it's almost like it's in that Home Alone category, where it's like something it's a staple of life.
Yeah, every year.
Yeah.
Usually at Christmas, but you know.
You know, it's a staple of life. Everyone pretty much loves that movie.
Oh, and he's in his
All three of them,
prime,
really.
isn't he? He's in his absolute prime, yeah.
Yeah. Was it? It's four, isn't it? There's four Die Hards.
Yeah. And he had always had really good other people, other baddies. You're real good actors as the baddies and stuff as well.
Yeah, because I remember the very last one. That was like a, super old John McClane, and it's just like you actually felt like, oh, he's an older man now.
Is he gonna do it?
Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna survive this one? Yeah. And obviously that was more like set in a more modern time, so it was a lot more explosions and crashes and
yeah.
So I think Die Hard needs to have its own pedestal. Cannot be judged. It's just greatness.
An obvious there. Yeah. So what did you go for number 3 then? You're not doing your full 11. You did pick a 3 out of the 11, right?
I did pick a 3 out of the 11. But it was pretty, like I said, I had to keep dropping things down. And even my top 3, even number 4 and 5 are like, you could easily sneak in there.
Oh. You can do some honorable mentions after our top 3s.
All right. So starting with number 3. This one just beat out a movie called The Jackal.
Oh yes, I looked
one of my faves. He was like he was like such a good bad guy in The Jackal.
Which often he's not normally a baddie, right? So it was good that he could flip.
Yeah, and it's very rare that some of these big names or some of these like superstar actors will actually play the bad guy role.
Yeah.
So yeah, for him, The Jackal obviously just slipped out of the top 3. So my number 3 selection was Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
I absolutely love Pulp Fiction. Where he kept his daddy's watch.
I mean, it's an absolute classic, right? I must admit, I think this back when I was a wuss. I was a real movie wuss, right? I hated anything to do with drugs. Like it really freaked me out. Yeah. So when I watched it, I was like, oh my God. And so I probably didn't have as much love for it, even though I totally get why it is a cult classic. Yeah.
Like obviously Samuel Jackson, John Travolta, Uma Thurman. For me, that's one of those staple films. It's always going to be like, say, close to my top 20.
Yeah. And it was so different as well, right? Yeah. He's always quirky with his movies, isn't he? And I think there's being quirky and then there's being able to be quirky mainstream. And he does have a real art for it. So
Pulp Fiction was just an excellent movie. Just the scenes that people like you and your friends would, like me and my friends would definitely always be like quoting things from the movie.
That is tasty burger.
Some Royale cheese. Yeah, so number 3 for me, definitely Pulp Fiction.
Nice.
Which a lot of people would have it as number 1, but
yeah, true. Not in my top 3, but it was in my honorable mention. So
okay, all right.
Cross that off, yeah.
Okay.
So my number 3.
Yeah.
Sci-fi.
Okay.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Fifth Element.
What an amazing movie.
I thought you were going to go, what the hell?
I know, because that is my number 1.
Okay, I'll save my chat until you go to your number 1. So you just jump to number 2. You go to number 2. Oh man!
See, we've done it again. Like your number 3.
We've got to confer. And at least this is real then, I guess. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we'd be changing our choices, wouldn't we? So,
Yeah. All
okay,
right.
talk about it on your slot. You can do your number 2.
Okay. So my number 2 was the dark, gritty Sin City.
Oh, that was my number 4. Yes. Oh, I'm glad that's made it in there.
At the time, obviously this was like before superhero sort of comic book movies were becoming cool.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was just shot so well. It had the darkness, it had the light. It was like shot like there's a lot of gray, but in the right places had the color.
Yeah.
The way the story was told, it was
Yeah,
gritty.
it was heartfelt, right?
Yeah,
Pretty but heartfelt.
it had a full like star-studded cast.
Yeah, even with small parts, like a
Yeah,
little cameo,
yeah.
and you're like, oh,
Like Mickey Rourke's character was amazing. Just it was just a beautiful film, and it's one that I could watch over and over again.
yeah. I'm glad you had that. Yeah, that was my number 4. So I'm happy that made it.
Yeah, and then obviously there was a second one as well, which was also
There
pretty.
was.
But that first one
I
was
think the first was the hitter, wasn't it?
yeah that
That's what
that
got
first one
like,
was Frank Miller's like chef's kiss.
yeah.
All right, so what's your number 2?
So my number 2 goes from gritty to cheesy.
Okay,
And I love it. And I still cry every time at the end.
hold on a minute. It's not Death Becomes Her, is it?
No, but that
Okay,
does get an honorable mention.
yeah,
Delete that one as well.
yeah.
No, it is Armageddon.
What a classic! That was in there. That was
Oh,
in my top 12.
we're like, yeah, I got a top 11.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, I love it.
yeah,
I often judge it on how often I'll watch a film, and I've
yeah,
seen Armageddon so many times.
yeah,
I just love it. I love him and Affleck in it, and how he
yeah,
saves him to be with his daughter at the end. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I love Liv Tyler. I love who was the guy that was in. Oh, he was in Gone in 60 Seconds as well as as Nick Cage's best mate. I don't know
Oh,
names. I love his character, and
yeah. Oh,
they're
what
just
was
all
her name?
so different. And I know it's super cheesy, but it
Has,
still stands up as a
has one
brilliant disaster
has
film.
an amazing soundtrack.
Yes. Oh,
It
very
don't want to miss a thing is actually on my motorbike riding playlist. So
Oh, really?
when I'm doing my long journeys, I have a playlist called the riding playlist, and that's in there.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. Bit of
Yeah.
comedy, lots of action, tense, just yeah,
It was
love
in
it.
that era where like the music back then when music was perfectly made for a film, or they made a film and they thought to themselves prior, what song is going to make this moment?
Yeah, this is the vision.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that the artist got it exactly right
yeah.
as well, because I mean, I don't know actually if was that one of the ones where they would have gone to Aerosmith and gone, we want you to do the song for the
No,
film.
the song was already there.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
years
believe
ago, and they
I'm thinking the
decided,
writers were writing it out and they were like, how can we portray how important this moment is?
yeah,
What are the fans going to walk away from this film and be like, that song is going to be stuck in their head and that
yeah.
moment is going to be like in their heart. It's almost like if you think about back with this with Spider-Man, like Nickelback or whatever. I mean, be a hero. What was it, hero? What? Nickelback.
Yeah. See? I'll have to look it
I can
up.
sing it in my head, but I'm not gonna sing it live because my voice, not what it used to be. But but yeah, certain songs just carry a film forward.
Perfect.
All right, so my number 1, which you already said, well, you already said is your number 3. Just what a movie. The Fifth Element had everything. It had comedy, it had action, It had a good
And
story.
Lilu,
You like,
multipass.
yeah.
Like, you just can't help it. It just sticks with you for life. The beautiful singer lady.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she was
And
like,
it,
the stones are
yeah,
in me.
yeah. And
I was
then you
like,
had
oh, I don't want her to die. She's so lovely. And then he had
yeah,
to go like, oh
yeah, like Chris Tucker as well, like
my God. Oh my
super
God.
androgynous
Here.
character, but
What was his? Do you remember what his character was called?
uh
He was so funny. He was like a little radio DJ,
yeah,
wasn't
yeah. Corbin women.
he? Oh, Corbin. Oh, it was good. And another good baddie,
Yeah. That was
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, yeah.
Love him. Yeah, he makes a great baddie.
He was a great baddie in that. And it's just, and again, a film I can watch over and over again.
Yeah. So sweet. You know, obviously has to protect her, and then you've still got all the sci-fi-ness of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, you've got the
Futuristic,
cool
like when
little apartments and
yeah, when he beats up the guy up and then he puts him in the bed and like the bed folds over, makes itself and everyone stuck in plastic.
oh, it's so clever.
Yeah, for the time that it came out, it was just it is a timeless classic. And like I said, it's a film I can watch over and over again. That's why it was my number one. There was
Right.
such a big list,
Yeah.
and that was just right.
Considering it made it into both of our top threes, I think that says a lot about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
That
interested
was
to
on
know
my list.
what your number one is.
Oh, my number one. Oh, absolutely love it. It is an oldie, but again, reminds me of my childhood with my sister
Yeah.
when we watched it. Kind of an action adventure.
Okay.
Say adventure, that makes it sound cheap, but it's not. It's an 18.
Okay.
Last Boy Scout.
Oh my God, Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans with the
Yeah.
pussycat.
Yeah. I can't remember that one said Danger is my middle name, and he was like, my name's. He said his middle name. It's like,
But again, funny,
yeah,
dry, you know. And
yeah,
he's the beat up, bad old badass cop whose wife has cheated on him with
yeah,
like bloody his partner who's like
yeah,
nothing like him, and
yeah.
how she gaslights him. I mean, that's probably like the earliest gaslighting I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, and then how he obviously meets his hero, and then the guy was like, oh, you're a jerk, and she's like, no, he loves you.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, they were so young in that.
They were. And obviously they kidnapped the daughter, and they were definite killers, so you were worried.
Yeah, yeah.
You had the timing, you had the football, baseball, or whatever it
Oh,
was.
yeah, it was football. He was a quarterback playing American football. So
Yes,
yeah, it was that was a good film. It's a
brilliant
tough one
film.
where
Love it.
that because obviously
Love
that
it.
was in my list, but it's just like yeah, my top three, those ones I can watch day in, day out.
Yeah. And again, this was a bit nostalgic. You know, as I
Yeah,
was scrolling through, I was like, oh my God, that's got to be there.
yeah. So some honorable mentions for him.
Yes.
I think number one for me was his when he popped into Friends and he played Ross's girlfriend's dad. Like for me, those few episodes was
I bet Jennifer Aniston was like, yes, please.
yeah, like those
And
ones,
vice versa, to be fair.
yeah, were hilarious. Where he played Paul and he's like, I remember they got to the boathouse, the lake house, and Ross is under the bed and he's yeah, I'm just a love machine. I'm just a love machine. Oh.
Oh, it was funny. I like that because it was a couple of episodes he was in, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
don't think it was just one, which was nice. Yeah.
Other than that, I go back to my list. I loved the film, two films that were out called they were called Bread. So Retired and Extremely Dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed those ones. He hooked up with not Matt LeBlanc, sorry, Matthew Perry again on the whole 9 yards. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, yes, we said, didn't we, about that? Yeah.
There was the Sixth Sense. I really, really enjoyed Sixth Sense.
That's in mine, so I'll cross that off.
He had. It's gonna sound And these ones were up quite high, but as I started adding others, it sort of started to change. But Unbreakable,
Yeah,
Split, and Glass.
yeah. I put Unbreakable in there on its own.
Yeah,
Um,
because obviously that's the original one.
Favorites,
So,
yeah. But again, we take the group,
yeah,
and it's comic booky, right? So
yeah.
yeah,
So you know we're all over that.
yeah, yeah. That had to, and I love James McAvoy as well. So anything that he's in, I'm good with.
He's such a good actor. Like,
So versatile.
yeah, so versatile. You know, he can go from like Mr. Tumnus to
I forgot that.
he
Oh, the porn.
can go from Mr.
Oh
Tumnus
man.
to Wanted to like
Yeah,
Customer
Patricia.
Savior. Yeah,
He played Split amazingly,
yeah.
brilliantly.
So what was it? I think I can't remember what he had. Was it 16 personalities or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
You know
I
that.
got two more.
Yeah, go on.
Although it was a bit creepy and a bit weird, 12 Monkeys was a really big movie
12 Monkeys was intense.
and pretty different. So I was like, that's definitely got to be in there.
Yeah.
And then my other one would be Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Doesn't have amazing, IMDb, but it was still, yeah, still there.
And the other that I forgot that no honorable mentions other than like the friend and obviously what was it again? We said it was I've already said well the Jackal was obviously just going to be in my top was
Yeah,
up there, but it just fell out.
so many to choose from.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Bruce, for this. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know if you'll ever see this, but you know, your body of work has kept us super entertained. You know, we know he's really ill right now. Hopefully, you know, however, whatever remainder of life he has, it is as peaceful and as healthy as it can be.
yeah,
All
definitely.
right. So, what have you been watching this week? How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I was super nervous and anxious this morning because I thought I was going to have a tooth out.
Oh no.
Tooth
Oh,
has been playing up.
yeah.
But when I got there, he did loads of checks on it again, and he was like, "No, it's the last resort to take it out. I just needed to have like some shaved off it because
Okay.
it was not sitting properly when I was biting."
Yeah.
So my morning went from like super anxious, nervous, went to the
Yeah.
toilet like a million times to
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah.
I'm very well.
Yeah.
I've watched three cool things
Okay.
this week. Well, since we spoke last. So I did Passenger,
Passenger.
which
Okay.
is like another detective drama
Okay.
with some definite sci-fi in it.
Okay.
Um, and ended on a huge cliffhanger.
Okay.
So you literally just kind of found out what had been happening to the people, but only the tip of what had been happening to them.
Okay.
And then two of the detectives ended up having to go in there,
Yeah.
and then that's it. And you're like, what? So you
Okay.
still don't even know. Like,
Yeah.
it's all like an assumption. And
Yeah.
the
So
guy who you knew was
keeps
somehow involved.
okay, keeps you on toes then.
Yes, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Again, a little bit of comedy,
Yeah.
and somebody you thought was lovely had a little secret.
Yeah.
People had been wrongly accused of things. So yeah, I think it was only 6 or 8 episodes, but I really
Okay.
enjoyed that, and I will definitely do season 2.
Yeah.
I then started watching George and Mary.
Okay, I don't think I've heard of that. What's that about?
It's a funny period drama, based on the life of George and Mary in the King George, is it?
Okay.
George? I mean, I've watched like 6 episodes and still can't.
Okay.
My sister told me to watch it, because there was lots of, fun sex scenes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also
Okay.
it's good, it's funny. So, the ginger lady, me look at it super quickly because
Yeah.
you will know her. I don't think I knew the lad, but he's very good looking, and it's kind of about Mary, the mother.
Okay.
So she marries into wealth, because obviously
Okay.
back then that was all that it was about, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
standing and wealth. And there had been a family that had paid for her so that people wouldn't know where she had come from. And
Okay.
all that came out. But it's about her rise to fame. Well, not to
Okay.
fame, but to standing within it, how manipulative she is and how good she is at. She basically uses her own son, who's really good looking,
All right.
to get into favor with the king.
Okay.
Oh, it's King James, sorry.
Okay.
So Julianne Moore,
Oh yeah.
yeah, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful lady.
Yeah.
And then the main lad is a guy called Nicholas Galitzine, who I've not
Okay.
heard of, and also Tony Curran, who you would recognize if you saw him.
Oh yes, he's been
Yeah,
in oh thank God, what is his he's been in a few things.
yeah. So he's actually the king
Yeah.
in it. He's got like long, obviously, whatever century they were in hair, but
Yeah.
that is good fun. Seeing how they, maneuver through society, and
Yeah.
I mean, it almost feels like it was worse back then.
Yeah. There's nothing like a good period drama. And the thing is with period drama is when it takes you back to that time, a lot of the things that we have now, like, toilet irrigation, clean streets, all these different things, they didn't have them, but they were just very well to do.
Yeah, honestly. So worth a watch.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, I could be wrong. And the movie that I watched this week, so I didn't go to the cinema. I am going to the cinema to watch Kong
Yeah.
and what's his face?
Godzilla.
Godzilla on
Yeah.
Sunday, so I can report on that next week.
Yeah.
But I watched Gran Turismo.
Oh yeah, I like good film, isn't it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
wanted to see it at the cinema. And then I just didn't, for whatever reason. I don't think anybody wanted to go with me, so I ended up not going, although I do sometimes go on my own and I
Yeah.
don't mind. Yeah, I missed it, and so it came free on Sky Cinema, so I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah." David Harbour is just the bestest human ever. I love him.
Yeah.
I like Orlando Bloom, who started playing roles that aren't like pretty with
Yeah.
long blonde hair anymore. Like,
Yeah, where he's just a straight heat, like sort of
yeah,
heel.
he's really kind of transformed,
Yeah. Did you ever see the series that was on Sky with the elves and the something Row?
Oh.
Yeah, it was on Sky One. It was a really Carnival Row,
Oh yes, I
where he
think I
plays like
need to watch that.
it's like a period drama. That he was a detective.
Fantasy.
Yeah, and he was like, I think it was like part elf or something like that, but he was hiding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a really good series. But yeah, Orlando Bloom's really sort of turning his career around into different roles, and the fact he's doing TV stuff as well.
Yeah. I
Very
really
diverse
liked it.
actor, very good actor.
And I always get his name wrong. Dimon Honsu.
Yeah.
I said
Oh yeah,
that right.
Dejimon. I call him Dejimon Hansen.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, as the
Love
dad.
him so much.
Yeah.
He was in it. Jerry Halliwell was in it, which I was a bit like, luckily not for very long.
Yeah.
But she wasn't in it much, so it was fine.
Yeah,
But
Gran Turismo was intense. It's a good film. It's like really heartwarming.
I love a true story.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
what an idea.
Yeah.
What an idea. And that guy is still racing today.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Yeah, he's very heartwarming film, very heartwarming story. I love the fact of obviously I love the training part. I love the fact that you get in there, you've got to try and be the best of like best of,
Yeah. Because I liked that he recognized the problems from all those hours of playing that would come up and say what had gone wrong. The fact that he would notice what that felt like and stuff.
That scene was like incredible.
Yeah, I was like, please be right, please
be right. Yeah.
Oh my God, I absolutely cried when his dad, like, don't want to
Yeah.
spoil it for everybody, but when his dad came to the racetrack, and I was just like, it was lovely. It was
Yeah.
lovely. And he was such a sweet lad, like,
Yeah.
because again, he wasn't always super confident. He wasn't like
No.
the other guy that then ended up coming to race in Le Mans with him.
Yeah.
You know, he was a youngster and he wasn't always told that he was very good and stuff. And so his
Yeah.
whole character thing was great. But I loved his relationship with David Harbour.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I do love a story where people prove people wrong. I do love that.
Yeah.
And when you
Especially in
find
a
out it's
nice
more of a
way.
like a real like when you find out it's real, it kind of gives people hope and possibilities that they can do things that that hasn't been laid out an easy path for them.
Yeah. And that they showed how dangerous it was. Like he got
Yeah.
into an accident, the other guy got into an accident, his accident killed some people. I mean,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
one person, but you know,
Well, when you do a motorsport,
yeah,
the thing
we
is like
forget it though, don't we? Because there is a lot of safety,
yeah.
but actually, you know, throughout the years, it has been very dangerous.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it still is now,
when you go
faster.
around corners at 180 miles an hour, it is a hairpin, like hair trigger sort of like
Yeah.
mistake could like literally flip a car, and that kind of momentum, you don't know where you're gonna land.
I know when it came off, and I
Yeah.
was just like, what?
Yeah.
And I appreciate they said it was freak accident as well, because I was just like, why doesn't every car do that then?
Yeah.
There was nothing he could do about it.
No.
So yeah, really enjoyed that. And it was only an hour and a half, I think. So
Yeah.
again, you know me, I'd like a little movie under 2 hours every now and then. So yeah. What about
Good
you?
stuff. Good stuff. So for me at the moment this week, apart from having a bad back, which my sciatic started playing up, so it's just like I'm thinking I'm just gonna take myself out to a pasture and just end it there. But
You have too many responsibilities.
yeah. But yeah, ibuprofen is helping, and yeah, hopefully I'll be able to push through the rest of the week. Yeah.
I also, yeah,
So what I've been watching is I finished The Gentleman, which was it was good.
it
It
was
was
good.
like I said, I didn't want people get telling me how great it was, and I didn't want to be pushed into thinking it's going to be great.
Yeah, I
It
really
was,
enjoyed it though.
yeah, it was an excellent story. It
And you
was,
see how good he was to play everybody off against
yeah,
each other. Yeah.
yeah, and he got away in the end, very by the skin of his teeth.
But he got away.
Yeah, you know, his brother was very much a okay, say,
It's
I think
hilarious.
we're well past the 3 minutes. So yeah, his brother was a real fuck up, and he literally, that relationship. You'd hope. Well, see, I hope that me and my brother will never be in that situation where we want to
Oh no.
take each other out. You know,
Oh yeah, you know that he really felt for that as well, the young one. He was
yeah,
like, what, mate? Like, how did that even go through your head? All
yeah,
I've ever done
yeah,
is help you. Like, but then that just showed the difference in their mentality and
yeah, yeah.
everything,
And you
right?
could tell like that's why the dad did what he did.
He knew. He absolutely knew. Yeah.
You know, parents
He
do
did
know,
come
but
good in the end.
yeah,
Yeah. With
ish.
the plan. He helped with the plan.
Ish, he gave up his pants, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I did like how it ended. It was good.
yeah, so I'm thinking, is there going to be a second season? And
Yeah, it's gotta be.
yeah, I guess so, but I'm just wondering where it would go because it's kind of like a remind me of a show called what is it? It was another Sky One show.
There'll be another druggie to come
Yeah,
into the game. There'll be another drug dealer that's coming in to try and take stuff.
yeah,
So they could leave it, and I think they left it really well. It
yeah,
was all concluded,
yeah,
big empire, etc. I think they'll do another one because of how successful it's been, and it'll
yeah,
just be another rival gang,
yeah, yeah. Hopefully another posh boy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was a bit like the one I watched with the guy who plays Daredevil.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one with the Irish people. I really enjoyed that, and that's definitely going to have another season.
yes, yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed Gentleman. Also, I watched Roadhouse
With Jake,
with Jake.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
Jake was great.
Jake was good.
Did you see what I mean about what's his face? The
Conor.
rest, not
Conor
the rest,
McGregor.
the
Yeah.
MMA guy, whatever.
Yeah, he was
It
fun.
was so, and I know he's supposed to be crazy, right? And it's
Yeah.
an adaptation. It's not a complete, it is an
If
adaptation.
you ever seen Conor, you'd understand that he's not. I don't think he was acting.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, I think what I've read is a lot of people are like, "What are you talking about? He's just like that." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, weirdo."
Yeah, he probably doesn't just. I was gonna say he doesn't smash up bars, but
It's
the
just a
thing
walk, though. Does he honestly walk like that?
that is
Like
how he walks.
his
Like I don't know
pecs
why
are
he
a bit
does that.
weird.
Huh?
His pecs are a bit weird.
Yeah, he's got like a high collarbone and like a short
Oh,
neck.
yeah, they were
Yeah,
like there, which also then made him look more like that, which
yeah,
is
and
we all look different. I get
he
it,
walks around
but
with his hands like this for some reason. I'm like, what are you
yeah, and
doing?
his legs were very bowed, so it
Yeah,
kind of just it was very comical, and I was
yeah,
like, is it supposed to be? I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah. It was fun. I enjoyed like Jake when I compared the two. So obviously I compared the original to this one, and the grittiness of this one it shows the times. It shows the difference in like what you did back then
Yeah,
and to now. So obviously they did well with the sort of the MMA side because that's what more people are into nowadays. It's more like the
yeah,
boxing, the kickboxing, the sort of the grappling, the judo, all those sort of things like now. But back in the day, like with the original, everyone was into like karate.
yes, yeah.
So
God, I love Patrick Swayze so much.
yeah. So
I
this
watched the original after I watched the Jake one. Like again,
okay,
rather
all
than
right.
watching it beforehand, I watched
Oh,
it
okay, I see.
after. And I was just like, honestly, anyone in my family will tell you I was obsessed with Patrick Swayze when I was
Yeah.
like 14. Absolutely loved the guy. And he was just I loved his,
Yeah, back then when
like yoga,
back then when men
Pilates
wore
moment.
jeans, yeah, back then when men wore jeans that you could actually do things in. So like you could bend down, you could do the splits, you could do a high kick, you could actually work in a pair of jeans. Obviously nowadays jeans are built to like squeeze your nuts to your throat.
And I loved Pat Swayze's the guy that helped him.
Oh yeah,
Also,
his
that's got a
name
worse
can't remember his name, but
famous guy, I know.
he's a great actor. And with him, it seemed like he seemed old then.
Yes, right? And that was ages
And that was
ago.
ages ago. And then if you remember him in Ghost Rider, he played the older Ghost Rider.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah, he played the older Ghost Rider, and I'm like, hang on a minute, you were old 20 years ago,
Yeah,
but you're still exactly the same.
yeah. And Kelly Lynch was looking banging.
Oh yeah, she
New
looks
one, in the old
absolutely,
one, sorry.
absolutely beautiful.
They were so pretty.
Yeah,
She didn't stand for any of it though. And I'm like,
yeah,
what are you doing? And it was
yeah,
sad that, yeah, I thought his was sadder. And
yeah,
actually, if you looked at it, if anything, the hitmen in the
yeah,
first one were almost a bit more comical than they were in
yeah,
Jake.
yeah, yeah,
Although they were a bit cheesy, I
yeah.
thought they weren't as
Yeah,
silly.
it's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember like
Yeah,
they kept coming back. Like they kept getting into fights, and the fact that they kept coming back was like, how many times do you want to get your ass whooped?
I know. And I loved the fighting in both.
Yeah,
I really did enjoy it in both.
yeah.
So
The second one, obviously, they had one guy, the new one. They had a guy who was quite comical in it. He was quite funny, and then obviously the rest were like when the guy that he punched the guy in the throat, like
I love
or
how I love the premise of what the character always wanted to do, and it was to help them
yeah,
get better. So
yeah,
they always helped the other staff members to
yeah,
know when they should, always take it outside, when they
yeah,
should, get involved. And I liked that in both of them.
yeah. And I did.
Um,
I think with the new one, you can also see the changing times where one was more like sort of masculine, more male dominated, and then one now it was like quite what's the word? WOKE.
yes, not too much.
It was not too much. They had it.
Too
They played a
much.
line where I feel like having Conor McGregor on set and stuff like that, that you could only go so far.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I did like the fact that he was still involved.
Yeah.
And they worked as a little partnership, the two.
Yeah.
Did two little people, so not they weren't little, but
Yeah.
how much would now you used to do bodybuilding and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal must be in his 30s, if not 40s, right, by now.
I think in his early 40s.
And he looked incredible.
He looked
like,
insane.
Ridiculous.
There's a
Not
few
Connor,
scenes.
because he was just a bit weird, but and I was like, how long must he have trained?
Yeah, there's a few scenes where I don't know if you noticed it. I think there's a few bits of CGI on his abs.
Yeah, well, even on some of the fighting.
Yeah,
And I
not some of the
wasn't
fighting.
into that. I thought that was a bit weird.
Near the beginning, there was a punch that was thrown, and it was like,
Yeah.
no one can
And
move
I was
like
like, you're
that.
trying to do it slow-mo.
Yeah, yeah,
It just looks odd.
yeah. There's a few scenes where Jake Gyllenhaal, because I was watching it and I was like, I need to know who does the lighting, because when he woke up in the morning in one of the scenes, I was like, how are you so shredded and how
Oh
is
my
the
God, it was insane.
perfect? I was like, I need that lighting.
Yeah. And I was like, the sheer quantity of dedication that would have
Yeah.
been required. I mean, he's lucky he can bulk like that, right? Not everybody can do that. I don't
No.
believe that everybody could look like that.
No. I think what happened is, as long as I know, I can guarantee you there was a lot of CGI on the abdominal area, especially in scenes where he got.
I'm pretty sure someone did say, I don't think I've seen anyone with 12 abs before.
Yeah. And I'm not knocking his hard work, because they have
Yeah.
a lot of hard work.
And we've seen him in other things like Southpaw and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I think with him, what he actually did was, obviously he had to train really hard, and they had to put him on a strict diet.
Yeah.
And they had to try and suck a lot of water out of his body to make him look as lean as possible. Because I think he is quite a lot bigger than how Brad Pitt was in like sort of Fight Club. Because Brad Pitt's not that big. And Brad Pitt,
Shorter,
yeah,
but bigger. But
yeah,
he hides it so well.
yeah,
When he just wears his shirt, because he's quite short,
yeah,
I think people, you just don't even notice it or think
yeah.
about it. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I think, Jake, I think for this, you can tell that he trained super hard. His arms look really good, stuff like that. And obviously he had to be, I think he did have to, from what I can tell, from looking at physically, I can tell that he had to suck out a lot of water out of his body.
Yeah.
And have that sort of lean, dry look.
Yeah.
When he had the competitions, to look like that would be in our like our last few days. Or
Yeah. The unhealthiest bit.
The unhealthiest bit, where we get on the stage, that's where you want to be, that dry and lean.
Yeah.
Whereas Connor,
you must be so thirsty.
oh yeah,
I drink like 3 liters a day. And
yeah.
It's like,
I remember
I'd be horrible.
doing shows that I used to do like a 6-day or 7-day water cut. So what I do is, like, the first day would be 6 or 7 liters, next day 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, and then it'll be like between the day before to the day 0.
And that was while you were still training?
Yeah.
So you were still sweating out in that time, yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
And then on the day, if I hadn't had any water, I'd be taking sips. I'd have I didn't like wine, so I would sip Jack Daniels to make myself extra, to be extra dry.
I would just get smashed. I just get smashed.
A lot of people at the time, by the time they got on stage, were completely drunk.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Because a lot of people drink the white wine or the red wine to just keep drying themselves out. Yeah.
Craziness.
I'd never do it again. I did that for like 3-4 years, and
yeah,
the item was.
It's not healthy, right?
No, you.
Not that last bit, certainly not that competition-y bit. Yeah.
The training part, great. The dieting part sucks a lot of the time.
I remember when you were training me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I can have some chocolate, though, can't I?" And like the horror on your face at the thought of having more than one bit of Toblerone like a week, and I was like, "This is never going to work." Oh, it was so funny.
Yeah, because I think it was the part where it's just like, I was always like, my mindset was always like, get to where you need to be first, and then once you've seen yourself at the best, then go do what you want. Because then once you've seen
you'll make different decisions because
once you've seen yourself at your best, then you're like, do I go that way? Toblerone tastes so good.
So good. Love that.
Yeah, so I think that's so yeah, I did enjoy Roadhouse. Did one part did irk me a little bit.
Okay.
It was the part where he'd just been beaten up in the bar. He'd gone off. He was packing his bag, wanting to leave. Then the bar owner comes along. And instead of being understanding that he doesn't want to just keep fighting, she actually starts trying to like shame him for
Yeah.
wanting to pack up and leave. I'm like, I don't see in this world where they say everyone's equal and stuff like that. I didn't see her jumping over the bar trying to get involved in a fight.
And she wasn't honest with him.
Yeah,
Like, plus he was like, this is doing more harm than it is good.
yeah,
It's not like he's law enforcement or anything. He's
no,
just a guy.
yeah,
And I think, when it ended up hurting that lovely dad and his kid
yeah,
as well, then he's just like, you either go, I guess you go one of two ways. You either go revenge or
yeah,
you go, we can't stop these people. It's going to
yeah,
end up someone actually dying and not
yeah.
it just big property damage. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think the bar owner kind of annoyed me a bit, and especially like right at the end where he's done all this stuff. He's literally been stabbed twice. Like jump. Sorry, spoiling it for anyone. Sorry, but I don't care. By the time most people see this, they would have seen it already. Like jumping off boats and doing all sorts of crazy crap.
And he didn't have to do any of that for
Didn't have to do
her.
any of it. And then at the end, he walks off. They say, "Off you go, get out of there." The bar lady is there just cleaning up the bar, and someone comes on and goes, "Oh, you guys open today?" She looks around, she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah, of course we are. I'm like, health and safety, love.
yeah." Like you've done nothing.
Yeah, give me your money. Give me your money.
Yeah. But other than that, it was an enjoyable film. It was enjoyable.
I did enjoy it.
They apparently it is Prime's top grossing, most viewed film of like all time.
And considering, I'm not one for adaptations or imaginings. I think just come up with something new and leave it be. I didn't mind it, so I actually did enjoy it. So
I think opening weekend they had over 50 million views.
I really like Jake Gyllenhaal as well. To be fair, I've enjoyed him in like everything that he's been in. So
but the thing is, I don't know if anyone really watched it for Jake. This one, I think, it was mostly for Connor. Like
I did not watch it for Connor at all.
I think pretty much the whole of Ireland probably watched it for his debut.
I just didn't know he walked like that. I just couldn't get past that. It was so comical.
Yeah.
And I get that people were like, yeah, he was supposed to be a crazed character. That's why. Oh, but no, he actually is like, that's how he walks.
That's how he is.
It was just a bit much for me. Yeah.
He was pretty bit much. But then, like I said, I watched a lot of the UFC. I'm a fan of Connor. But he was.
I think people did like the fact though that in the fight it wasn't just Jake, because they were like, I would not have liked that, knowing what Connor is capable of, and it should have been him on him because
so like
the additional stuff that he would have had, even though he used to be.
The fact that they gave Connor the first fight originally was cool. And then the second one, it wasn't just Jake. It wasn't like, how films used to have, the bad guy batters the good guy, and then last minute the good guy sort of like
good guy goes and trains and then comes back and then
and becomes like
I mean, he was very close to being dead. At the end. So close to being dead. I like that they took it that far.
I was quite surprised that at the end, when he was walking over to the woman, I thought Connor was going to grab his leg.
I thought he
was like going to be like, no. Which would have made it even more intense. That would have made it more funny. But that was I enjoyed it. Other than that, anything you're looking forward to?
I am looking forward to Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah, I need to see that this weekend, I believe. I need to see Ghostbusters as well.
I had football on Tuesday, which was awesome because we beat Crystal Palace 1-0.
Yeah.
This is going to be our highest point scoring season
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Which makes me happy. What else have I got going on? It's one of my best friend's birthdays tomorrow. We're not doing anything. We normally celebrate like in between because it's my birthday next Friday. We can make it a birthday episode on Thursday.
Yeah.
Let's wear pie hats.
Yeah.
And then just got a nice weekend. Dinner, a little walking with my friends. Yeah.
Lovely.
What about you?
This week, obviously, hopefully I get to see Ghostbusters. I'd like to see Kong and Godzilla. I'm also this weekend looking forward to WrestleMania 40.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't watched wrestling properly in years, but like I said, over the last 6 weeks, The Rock being back in it has really like got the blood pumping for the show again.
Was your bad back like a sympathy pain back for anything that The Rock is going?
If he's got a bad back, he's probably hiding it. Because I think he's like 10 years older than me, so he's probably might be hiding his. But like I'm not that interested in all of the matches, but there's a few involving the stable or a group called the Bloodline, which I'm interested in. There's a character called or a lady called Rhea Ripley. She's kind of like she's an Australian lady. She's kind of like a goth character. But she's absolutely beautiful. She's got a match.
Is she the female version of Roman Reigns?
In regards to popularity, yes. You know, so she's got a match against a lady called Becky Lynch. So I might. That's on because now they split WrestleMania into 2 nights. So you have one night,
double the fun.
Yeah, so certain matches, and then you have another night, and obviously you've heard of Logan Paul.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So he's actually been he's actually a really good wrestler.
Okay, because a lot of people are like, go away, mate. Like,
yeah, in certain things, yeah, but like
is he a YouTuber?
He's a YouTuber, yeah, and he does boxing, he does everything. He's got his hands in multiple pies. He's the Cohen of the brand Prime, but he is legitimately a good wrestler.
Okay.
And it seems like he seems to have earned the respect from the guys in wrestling quite quickly because he is doing such a great job. He's actually dedicated himself. He's not just a normal celebrity who thinks they can do anything and just goes in and could potentially put people's lives at risk. He is legitimately putting in the work. He's doing moves that like professionals probably have never attempted to do. And
that's more so than in the boxing arena because I don't think he has a lot of respect in the boxing arena. Not at all.
Okay. Not as much as
holding his own in the wrestling side of it.
Yeah, not as much as his little brother. His little brother, Jake Paul, in boxing gets marginally more respect. Yeah. Not enough because of in regards to how real boxing fans take him on, but you know he is a legitimately good boxer trying to make his way through it. No matter all the things he's done in the past, no matter how much money he makes, to get in the ring and get punched in the face, you got to give him respect.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So yeah, wrestling wise, night 1 looks quite good. Logan, first night, there's at least 3 matches that I'm looking forward to seeing. And then the second night, and also two guys called the Usos, a guy called Jimmy and Jay. They're 2 brothers. First time ever two brothers facing each other at like a huge event.
Okay. Facing each other?
Facing each other, yeah. So they had a storyline where they separated as a team. Was one wanting to do more with his career, he felt the other one was holding him back, and that's the storyline that they portrayed. So now they get to settle it really. Yeah, and then the next night when the Rock's face is in the first night with his team up with Roman Reigns in tag team match. It's gonna be great to see him in the ring.
Sorry, what?
Huh?
I was like, sorry, what?
Yeah. Yeah, The Rock and Roman Reigns teaming up against Cody Rhodes and a guy called Seth Rollins.
Where do I watch it?
I'll find out and let you know which channel promoting it. But yeah, it's I actually saw a video of these three ladies talking about wrestling, and one lady's never seen Roman Reigns, and that one showed her, gave her the phone and said, "Yeah, this is Roman Reigns," and all of a sudden she was like, "Oh, so this is the head of the table. This is the tribal chief."
Beautiful man. Beautiful
Yeah.
man. And every time he comes up on my TikTok, on my news, and I'm be like, oh yes, like, oh yes, like. And then
Yeah.
in the search bit at the bottom, it always says Roman Reigns' wife. And I'm like, no.
No,
Why would I
don't
want
see
to
that.
look at that?
Yeah.
I'm sure she's incredible, but no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, let's go on to screenshots. So, seeing as we were just talking about wrestling and we were talking about The Rock, you sent me one this week, or did I send it to you? I sent it to
You
you.
sent me that one, and I sent you one, and then you sent another one.
Yeah. So what we had was The Rock and Dave Bautista. The question was, between these two, who has transitioned better into acting or has become a better actor over the years? So for me, that was a intense question because
Yeah, I think my initial, first gut wanted to say that The Rock had improved the most.
yeah.
But is that because he was so terrible in Scorpion King
Yeah.
that the only way he could have gone was up?
Yeah.
And has he done more than Bautista?
He has done, yeah, he has got a lot more movies, for sure.
And some of my favorite Bautista stuff is him playing like
Drax.
a made-up character. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
Drax. And so he plays it perfectly,
Yeah.
but I've not seen him solidly in like serious roles. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that The Rock doesn't always do serious roles. He knows his boundaries, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I like about him. He knows that he should do action comedy,
Yeah.
action adventure. That's definitely where his ballpark lies. It's such an
Yeah.
interesting one.
So like with Batista has actually done more variations of roles. Because obviously them two being both, I think Rock's 6'4", maybe 19 and a half stone. I think Dave Bautista's 6'5", and similar stature. You know, when they walk into a boardroom or to read for a part, a lot of the time I'm guessing they do get typecast because they're probably the biggest people most people have ever seen in their lives.
Yeah.
So, but Dave Bautista has, he said he has turned down roles many times because he wants to explore, his acting chops. And
I was just looking through his thingy and I saw that knock at the cabin. Did you watch that? Yeah.
That was a mild horror.
Yes, yeah. Again, a bit sort of weirdly sci-fi in some ways, like, a mystery, not sci-fi, mystery. Yeah, but he was sort of obviously serious in that, even though it was a slightly odd character.
Yeah, he was in a film where was it the Hostel? Not the Hostel. It was there was a sort of hotel, and he was like a medic in there. It was
Oh my God. What was that?
Hotel Artemis.
Yes, I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a really good film.
Yeah, I liked that film.
Yeah, so he was really good in that. And then what's the other one? He did Army of the Dead.
Riddick. Said he was in Riddick with what's his face?
I don't remember that.
Vin Diesel. I know, me neither. I reckon he's like, he's like 6th on the list.
Yeah. So there was Army of the Dead, which was enjoyable.
Yes, yeah.
You had the guy from he had Ghost from
Power.
Yeah, he was in it.
Another one of my favoriteest men.
Yeah, so that was a good intense sort of zombie film. And then My Spy was one of a really good film. That's the one I tried to tell you about a couple of weeks ago, where he's in there, he's dancing around with the
yeah.
So I enjoyed that. Like I said, where he makes a fool of himself a little bit in that one, but it's good to see him. It's funny to see him do that.
Yeah.
And obviously Stuber was a great one.
And he was in the new Blade Runner, wasn't he?
Yeah.
2049.
Yeah, so he was one of the characters that he went after. They went after to kill with it, wasn't he?
That's got 8 on IMDb, you know. That's
Yeah. So The Rock has been, it's a tough one for me because The Rock is a hero to me. I love The Rock.
Yeah. He has definitely improved massively.
Yeah.
It's almost like maybe they've improved in different ways. So, like you said, Bautista is more flexible.
Yeah.
What he can play, and The Rock has found his niche and is now so much better at it.
Yeah.
He was when he started. Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people hated Black Adam, but he is made for Black Adam. Only thing that went wrong.
I liked Pierce Brosnan's character loads in Black Adam. Yeah. Brilliant.
But I feel like sometimes I think The Rock, he can, like, at the moment he's playing like a bad guy in wrestling. So it'd be interesting to see him take that into a movie role and understand it, because with Black Adam, they made him more like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Where he could have easily been a badass bad guy. But then in the comics, Black Adam isn't, to his people, Black Adam is a hero.
Yeah. Yeah, because he
so
saved them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's just super powerful. It's almost like people were scared of him. But I don't think I didn't think he was an anti-hero. I loved the bit at the end where he's like, no one can beat me. And then
because there's a lot of bad things he does in the comics.
Comes down, he's like, excuse me.
Yeah, obviously there's no chance of him going forward with James Gunn, but if they did, it'd be cool to see him come up against Superman or come up against Shazam. That would be and become the bad guy.
Yes, be turned the bad way, because he's obviously stature.
Yeah, so for me, I don't think I can answer it in regards to, I know people push it to say like who is better. I'd say as an actor more diverse roles, I'd give it to Bautista.
Yeah, but for improvement from Scorpion King.
Yeah. And then even at some point you might throw in John Cena, but John Cena's still learning and growing. But
again,
he has some great comedies.
His niche.
Yeah, because he's very funny. So comedy is definitely John Cena's niche.
Definitely, yeah. Again, don't take yourself too seriously. You know.
All right, next screenshot. We had. Where were we? We had. Should we go with Shakira?
Sure.
All right. So the screenshot popping up now was Shakira saying, Colombian singer Shakira says her sons found the Barbie movie emasculating and she agreed with them. My sons absolutely hated it.
Now, I'm not being funny, right? But our kids are like 8 and 11 or something. Like, you've not understood the movie if that's how you feel. And what is an 8 and 11-year-old? Boys. Even I don't even believe that they know the word.
Yeah.
I'm allowed my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. And I can't believe she agreed with them. I did watch it again the other day, actually.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed it. I took the movie for what it was. It is a movie about a plastic doll.
Yeah.
But they have obviously tried to make it about, finding yourself and, how women can do anything they want. But actually, still in the real world, that isn't, we're still not quite there, even though it's been years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
And how quickly and easily it was taken away from them.
Yeah.
Depending on your way of thinking, which
mindset and the way of thinking,
Ryan.
Because a lot of them, it showed in the show, once some of the pressure was taken off and they didn't have to do certain things, they're like, oh, I can live with this.
And then they're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And that's fine, each to their own. But to me, there was nothing emasculating about like a guy, right? So you might be like, well, how can you comment on that? But I I didn't feel like, oh my God, guys aren't going to like this because they're going to feel really demasculated by it. Because again,
Yeah, I
I know
didn't.
it was very happy and jolly
Yeah,
in terms of the Ken character, but also, you know, they were all pretty beefed up
yeah,
guys that were doing their own thing.
yeah.
And
I didn't leave that movie feeling any emasculated or anything like crazy. I just like it was. I thought it was a fun movie. I watched it with the kids, watched it with the girls, you know, and it was just
yeah,
like,
I thought it was quite funny.
yeah, you know. Obviously, Will Ferrell's character was hilarious.
Always.
Yeah, so
And
you
I
know,
loved Alan.
yeah.
Alan was brilliant.
I can't remember what was the name. Was it Crazy Barbie or something like that? Or
Oh yeah, the one who gets played with too
yeah,
much and
yeah,
then she's
yeah,
just haircut,
yeah,
legs akimbo.
yeah. So no, Barbie was just good fun. Like it just
I really enjoyed it. Again, like I say, for what it was. I appreciate, you know, there are underlying themes, and obviously,
yeah.
is it,
You know,
Mary
you can
Ferrer
tell
or
those.
whatever her name is did the speech, and as
Yeah,
a woman, people should understand that that is
yeah,
how a lot of people feel, you
yeah,
know. And you're talking, I don't know, the last, you know, 50, 60 years, a
yeah,
lot has changed. Stuff still needs to change,
yeah.
but it was never at the intention of taking away from men,
No,
you know. Um,
I just thought it was good fun. The girls really loved it. You know,
yeah,
but they didn't leave the cinema feeling like, oh, well, I'm gonna go be astronaut Barbie or anything like that. They were just like,
that was fun. That was a
yeah,
fun movie
that
about
was fun.
made up.
Yeah,
Oh, that doll that I maybe used to play with, or my mum might have played with when she
yeah,
was little.
yeah,
Yeah, I just think, really, come on, Shakira.
yeah. And then the last screenshot we got was Julia Garner is going to be cast as Silver Surfer in the new Fantastic Four movie. Now, that could still be a rumor. We don't know.
It is on so many pages, though,
Yeah,
on social media. I think it's probably true.
yeah,
Now,
and
I have a real soft spot for Silver Surfer, right? Not
yeah,
because I know much about the character,
yeah,
but my sister's partner, who's no longer with us,
yeah,
he loved Silver Surfer. I have
yeah,
a really cool like Silver Surfer tattoo. So
yeah,
I have, and it just looks cool, right?
yeah,
He looks so cool, like not like any other one that we've really seen.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah, Norman Rad, you know, the Silver Surfer, you know, he was a cool character. Like everyone enjoyed him. Obviously, he was made a bit crap in the movies that came out prior, but the
could be
fact,
easily reinvented to be amazing though, right?
yeah,
Especially with CGI how it is now. Like it could be excellent.
yeah. So from when I used to watch the cartoon, um, she's actually well, the character that she'll play was something ran as
Well, that
well.
we're assuming. So I think this is the debate, right? So
Yeah,
I was looking through the comments because I was
yeah,
like, I thought the Silver Surfer was a guy.
yeah,
And like I said, I'm not familiar with following any of it. So I didn't realize that he had a partner
yeah,
who was also a Silver Surfer,
yeah. But
but a
yeah,
lady.
yeah. So what happened was she wasn't originally. She was just like a she was just his wife really. And then as things went on, certain events happened throughout the comics where he had to go off and be the Silver Surfer and had to leave her behind. And then he had certain things happen. He was the Herald of Galactus. Galactus goes around, eats planets, and so on and so forth. Different wars were taking place, and I think there was a point where Norrin had to imbue her with part of his powers.
Ah, okay.
So that's how she became. Well, at one point she was a Herald of Galactus, and she was a character called Nova.
Yeah, I've seen Frankie Ray.
Yeah,
I've seen Nova, or is
yeah,
Frankie Ray is Nova?
was a variation of Nova.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So, and then there was a point where she was given a part of the Silver Surfer powers, the power cosmic, by Silver Surfer. So then she became her own version.
Got yeah. So
So
I think if they do it, obviously I would like her to just personally, I would like her to play the female one
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
female. Um, but I guess we'll have to see.
yeah. There's no reason. It's a tough one because obviously I'm a fan of the Silver Surfer. It'd be great to see him, but the MCU is very vast now. Now they're bringing in like the X-Men characters and stuff like that, and they're mixing universes. It would be cool just to see. I think the problem is people want to see the original, what the original, what the comic is.
What you immediately think of is the guy Silver Surfer.
Yeah, what you immediately
That's
think
what
of.
I want to see.
And hopefully somewhere down the line there's like an Easter egg or something that points that he's out there.
But again, as we were saying in the last week, as long as her Silver Surfer character is badass, any CGI or whatever they use is amazing. I don't mind that they bring the lady one in, because at least there was a lady one. They might just said, oh, Silver Surfer was a guy, we're just going to change it and make her a woman. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. Obviously, the fact that the Fantastic Four are coming in is exciting. And just the fact that they're bringing the Fantastic Four in, the fact that the MCU's been going for almost 20 years now, and no one's mentioned the Fantastic Four, I think the bigger question should be is how are they going to integrate the Fantastic Four into the universe? Same way how they're going to integrate the X-Men or mutants into the universe. That should be the bigger question and what people should be worried about.
Yes, I'm not being funny. I did not like the last Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but that was terrible. Even though Michael B. Jordan was in it, it was shocking.
Like the end fight was like 30 seconds long.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think before we worry about, say, Silver Surfer variant or the fact that his partner, I think a lot of fans look at it as like, this is what I know, this is what I want to see.
Yeah.
But they haven't looked into like the history of a lot of characters.
And like I say, I hadn't either. And then I was reading the comments and it was kicking off.
Yeah.
Some people going, oh no, they're just trying to do their woke thing again and make somebody someone they're not. And then the other people go, no, there is a female Silver Surfer. They might have just picked the male picture against her. They haven't said what her name's going to be and if it is the female one. So, chill out.
And who knows what she's going to look like as a Silver Surfer, because she might.
She better be silver as hell.
Yeah, because obviously we know the actress. We've obviously seen her as Ruth Langmore.
Oh, so good. So good.
So I don't know how she's going to look in a silver silhouette, Oh
my God. I need her to be so silver.
Yeah.
Beautiful silver. Yeah. Did the lady Silver Surfer, because obviously the male Silver Surfer was all head and bald silver. So will she have like a little bit of hair silver?
She will have hair. Yeah. And I'm not even sure if she will have the board. I cannot remember if she even wrote the board.
Okay.
I feel like she just flew, but I'd have to look into that. But I before I worry about the Silver Surfer or if it's going to be male or female, I'm more worried about introducing the mutants and the Fantastic Four to the world and how they're going to say where they've been this whole time. And
they've got to get it right this time. Like, come on.
The last 4 years have been shocking in regards to content from them. So to revitalize the movies, obviously you've got the Thunderbolts, you've got potentially Secret Wars coming in. Yeah, the Captain America, the new Captain America 4. They've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So the Easter eggs.
Is Captain America 4 going to be with Falcon?
Yeah.
Captain America.
Yeah. So the Easter eggs need to be Easter egging.
I like Hawkman.
Yeah. Well, he still wears the suit. So
yeah. His fucking wings are amazing. Yeah. And I know I switched thingies then, but
yeah.
So
yeah. So all right. Yeah. So this week, obviously, I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. Hopefully, I get to see Kong. Hopefully, I get to see Ghostbusters.
I will give that review next week.
Because I want to see Ghostbusters. All the photos have been going around.
I really enjoy it. Yeah. Take
the kids. Of Ernie looking amazing in his 70s.
It's so good.
Yeah. So
really good fun. Really nicely nostalgic. Great little film.
All right. Cool. Well, we'll catch up soon. Everyone, thanks for joining us. I've been Clinton, and you've had the lovely Debbie. Want to know what your top 3 Bruce Willis films are? Let us know your thoughts on if you think is currently the better actor out of The Rock and Dave Bautista. We'd like to know what you feel about Julia Garner entering the MCU. It'd be so funny if she did speak like Ruth Langmore the whole time. I don't give a shit fuck about nothing.
I don't think she'd be allowed in the MCU if she did. So,
all right, everyone, thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon. Everyone be good, and if you can't be good, be the best at being bad. Bye.
bye.
Oh yeah, before I go, actually, guys, follow us on all platforms.
All of them.
All of them. Spotify, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We'll be on there. All right. Everyone be good. If you can't be good, be the best at being bad. Bye.